new here, welcome to the Autolust YouTube channel. If you're already an Autolust family member, thank you, and what's swinging, gang? So on the last video, I showed you guys that we were trying to get these massive aftermarket CTS slash laminator intercoolers installed on Sasha. And this is the first time, well, Sasha was the first actual SUV to have F90 M5 coolers installed on her chassis to begin with. And now we kicked it up a few notches and installed aftermarket coolers. And these things are massive. So it's not easy getting them installed, but we're this close, but still this far. And let me show you exactly what I mean. Everything insulated now, all the other hoses, including the cross pipe between both coolers, since it's visible. I didn't want everything on the coolers to be done and not this, so I did that as well. Did the bottom of these. I just have to wait to do these to make sure these two are the right length, and also get these two correct too before I do those. Okay, I even insulated the little reservoir tank up top. Might as well get it done while it's out. So that's fully insulated now as well. So the pipe fits perfectly, as you can see. I think I need to push, I need to push this connector up a little bit, because I just slipped it on behind the cooler, because I caught hell getting the cooler on with the foam, so I didn't want to take it out. But this might come a little bit more this way, about a couple of millimeters, but it fits perfectly. And the cooler lines up, you know, and stuff like that. Feeling down under here, I can feel that the coupler is on. The only thing I have to do is, you can see the bracket. It's inside the hole, but it's not correct, because I need to trim that off, because this water hose is pushing it too far that way. The brackets are a little thick on the top, so I'm gonna have to trim as I go and hopefully get it to seat properly, but it's sitting in the bracket. Passenger side bracket won't go in because it's actually hitting the intercooler. I was wondering why this one was fitting so crazy, like it didn't want to line up at all. But the problem is it can't sit flush, so I gotta knock the side of this one off. I use this because it's barely touching the orange, and you can see how thick the orange is. It's 4 layers in the orange, so this thing isn't gonna rupture or pop anyways, and it's gonna be silicone coated, well, insulated. But the pipe turned out beautiful. All right, so we have the pipe done. It's not the prettiest on the bottom. For obvious reasons, you have to try to snake this thick stuff all the way around all of these corners. But from this area, which you'll see, which is just this top portion here and this side portion there, it's perfect. So that's fully insulated and very tight and nice, and I like the way it turned out. All right, I got the passenger side fitted up. It's resting solidly on the bracket. I just haven't tightened it to the block yet completely. but it's pretty much tight. It's just a little wiggle room for me to move it side to side to line it up before tightening. So I got some good news and some bad news. This is the driver's side, and this is where one of the water pipes sit, and this is where the bottom water pipe sits. Well, I think it's the same pipe, it just goes over and goes up. So I moved it as much as I could to kind of angle it, but the problem is with this bracket, as you can see, when it's straight, it's angled up a little bit and it needs to be straight down. So I don't know if the bracket bent in shipping or what, but you know, I can probably take it somewhere, put it in a vise and knock it down with a hammer, you know, to get it flat down. But then this pin doesn't reach the hole at all now that I cut it. It sits right above it and right back from it. I think if it was bent down, it'll reach it. And then this hole needs to be dropped down like a little more, maybe like half a size, and I can't get my little Dremel things in there to do it good enough. Like, it just jumps around in there. As you can see, it's all beat up. Like, I'm gonna do more damage to my hand than this trying to do it. So I don't, you know, I gotta see what I can do. So yeah, as you can see, it's not easy at all getting these things fitted, and I'm gonna give you guys a shot here in the engine bay. Turn this light on. All right, so you can see that we have that cooler here already fitted to the bracket here. You can see the thick stainless steel bracket. This cooler is done. You know, he's living his life, you know, like it's golden. But the cooler on this side, oh man, it's so much going on in this side of the engine. Let me zoom in a little. So this is where the bracket mounts, this little bolt hole here. And you can see it's a hard and a soft cooler pipe here. Well, coolant pipe. It's a hard pipe that turns into a soft pipe. And that sits right around the bracket. So the bracket has to be shaped all types of funny. And then it's a lot shorter than the bracket for that cooler. So since it's shorter, you know, it's a lot less forgiving when you're making a custom bracket out of something. So what happened was, as I was bending the bracket for this side, you know, the cooler actually has to be brought out and then up to get out of here, because this port down here, as you can see, this bottom port, which is the entrance port for the chiller fluid, it has to clear this water neck. So I have to put it in, you have to put it, that port, under the water neck, then drop it down in here. And you can't just pull it back out straight up or to the side. It has to come out a little to clear this water neck and then pull up. So as I was bringing it in that crazy orientation to pull it out, it must have bent my little bracket that I made. Let me move that out of the way. It must have bent my little bracket that I made past the point of rebound, because it is a bunch of rebound in that little bracket material I was using, but obviously it wasn't enough. So when the laminator made that bracket, it, you know, it was all types of screwed up, but we're going to try to fix that now, and I'm going to show you how. Okay, so this is the bracket here. Okay, so it's no reason for me to explain to you why this stainless steel bracket looks like this and what we're going to do to fix it and how we're going to fix it and all of this crazy crap, because in the past, which is the video you're watching, we didn't know how we were going to fix it, but the problem is already solved. At least we hope it is. The laminator has found a different way to make this bracket, so we made a different mock-up and it seems like it's going to work. So soon as that bracket comes in, I'm going to install that on the driver's side and it should work perfectly. So let's hope everything goes the way it's supposed to. But other than that, everything else is running rather smoothly. You know, it's no problems with anything else, you know, so I'm happy to report that. So, I mean, if we can get this bracket done right, I can finish, you know, mocking up the hoses. You know, every hose is insulated now in the system. So, I mean, that's great. And we're pretty much right there. So, I mean, doing something custom like this will take time regardless. I mean, the laminator is hundreds of miles from me, and he got all of this stuff made with me just sending him a couple of pieces of bent metal that he 3D scanned and put into his software and made these parts, and 90% of the parts fit perfectly. So that's just a testament to this guy's ingenuity and the way his mind works and the way in the software and hardware he has at his disposal. So big shout out to the laminator again. I thank you very much for helping Sasha get back on the road and back on the track. So hopefully next week or next video we have this baby back on the track so we can get her to hook up and get down the road. So like, share, and subscribe, and Auto Lust out.